tempted and tried, we're oft made to wonder why it should be thus all the day long, while there are others living among us, never molested, though in the wrong. Farther along, we'll know all about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. When death has come and taken our loved ones, it leaves our home so lonely and drear. Then do we wonder why others prosper, living so faithless year after year. Farther along, we'll know all about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. We'll understand it all by and by.
When I'm tossed on life's sea,
And the waves, they cover me,
and the dark clouds won't let the sun shine through, then a voice seems to say, child, there'll be a brighter day. Don't allow the storm to hide sweet heaven's view.
'cause we've got one more valley, one more hill. We've got one more trial, one more tear, one more curve in life's road, maybe one more mile to go. We can lay down our heavy load when we get home. Don't let Satan see your fears. Learn to smile through all your tears. Hold your head up high and give the world a smile. You must be faithful all the way. It will be worth it all someday. 'Cause it's all gonna be over after a while. 'Cause we've got one more valley, one more hill. We've got one more trial, one more tear, one more curve in life's road, maybe one more mile to go. We can lay down our heavy load when we get home. 'Cause we've got one more valley, one more
Okay, everybody take your seats and get comfortable. I want to say hello out there and welcome to the Children of the Free Church. My name is Charles Garcia. Old timers know me as Buddy Garcia. We gather here live every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the teaching. And archives of the teaching are available 24/7 for you for free, just like Dr. Scott intended for his teaching. And you can get the archives at childrenofthefree.com as well as on YouTube. Get your messages into me in response to the teaching. Now, tonight's message is going to be necessarily short. I'm just out from surgery, and I'm still in the recovery phase. They had to amputate my left big toe, and that was due to infection in the bone that we'd been battling with for 4 or 5 weeks or more. Now, the battle's not over. We'll be reassessing it Monday to see whether or not hyperbaric oxygen will be in order as well. Trying to be a good pastor, the best that I can be. It's time again to impress on you the need to prepare. We were taught and we teach here that, yes, trust God, but keep your powder dry. The world is going down. National sovereignty is on the way out. This country is being purposely weakened. And we're heading towards a cashless society. And we're heading towards one world leader, probably the Secretary General of the UN, Obama. One world religion. Well, they're all mixed together. After all, there's no difference, remember? Or I should say, what difference does it make? There's been overall, throughout life and throughout everything, a blurring and a blending and a homogenizing of all boundaries, individual, sexual, gender, age, etc., etc. I even heard a commercial this morning saying that it's sexy for men and women to wear the same cologne. So they've invented a cologne that both men and women can wear. Everything's just being smeared. No, it can't be stopped. But we can do two things, or I should say we can do two things. The first and foremost is to get our faith in order. Solidify it. Dr. Scott made up a word one time, concretionize it. So that our trust in God will not let you get shocked or knocked sideways when the changes and the meltdowns come. Second thing you can do, in case there is a transition period, or in case you are on the fringes when things go down, make sure you have water, food, rice, beans, grains, spices, guns, ammo, knives, flashlights, batteries. This list is not exhaustive, but it's things you need to make sure you have. Candles, matches, medicines, first aid supplies, glasses, and on and on. The closer it gets, the less time you have for unimportant things. Where we're going to focus tonight. I love movie quotes, in case people didn't realize that. And two of them come to mind that are appropriate for what we're talking about tonight. The first one comes from the movie Predator, where Jesse Ventura is down below an enemy that's hiding up there, and he gets hit in the shoulder. And his teammate says to him, "You're hit, man, you're bleeding." And Jesse says, "I ain't got time to bleed." That's the attitude. The other one comes from the movie The Professional, where Gary Oldman is a DAA agent gone bad, but he's trying to catch a killer of his men. And he runs into two of his office superiors who say, "You have to have a warrant, you have to get a TPS report, you have to do all these things." And he says, "I haven't got time for this Mickey Mouse bullshit." I know we're on the internet, so I can use the vernacular, but that's the attitudes that we have to have. We ain't got time to bleed, and we don't have time for this Mickey Mouse stuff. It's time to get serious. It's only getting closer. But don't get panicked. Don't get paranoid. Don't get fearful. Learn to do all this stuff in faith so you can just do it, as Dr. Scott used to say, under your arm while you're living life. And the reason you can do it under your arm is because of your faith and trust that's been, as I said before, concretionized. There are two scriptures that are useful to our dilemma that we're talking about tonight. Remember Deuteronomy 33, where it says, "As thy day, so shall thy strength be." It means God's going to give you, no matter what happens, He's going to give you the strength to get through that day. There's another side to that coin. That's a scripture we're going to now, which is Matthew 6:34. Let's go there and read it and rest there just a moment before we move on. Now, I just got done telling you, I know I just said, get prepared, stock water and guns and ammo and everything that I just told you. That's an action that you need to take. Now we're talking about an attitude, because remember I just said prepare, and this scripture starts out by saying, "Take therefore no thought for the morrow." You notice he's using the word thought. So we're talking about an attitude. Don't be fearful. Don't be a worrywart. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. As thy day, so shall thy strength be. Whatever's going to happen tomorrow is going to be taken care of tomorrow. And it goes on to say, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. In other words, you don't need to bring tomorrow's evil to today, into today. It's going to be taken care of tomorrow. So without interruption, it's a short but vital context here where it says, "Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof." And I will add myself, don't bring tomorrow's evil into today. Lastly, there's a scripture that is intended to inspire you and that is to not let anything stand in your way or slow you down or pull you off track. I want you to go with me to Hebrews 11. We're going to start out in Hebrews 11 and wind up in Hebrews 12. Hebrews 11 is the only scripture in the Bible that eulogizes man. And it eulogizes man for his faith. Now, starting out in chapter 11, we're not going to do the whole thing. Let's start in verse 33. Speaking of faith, we're supposed to be solidifying, concretizing our faith. And this scripture that eulogizes man for his faith of these people and their faith starts out in verse 33 by saying, "Who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions." You remember the story of Daniel? "Quenched the violence of fire." Again, Daniel in the fiery furnace. "Escaped the edge of the sword. Out of weakness were made strong. Waxed valiant in fight. Turned to flight the armies of the aliens." It's more than one meaning there. "Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trials of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover of bonds and imprisonment." All these faithers and faith warriors. "They were stoned. They were sawn asunder. They were tempted. They were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented." And listen carefully. "Of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And these all," circle that, "these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise." It's going to go on to tell why. "God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made," it says, "perfect." Better word is complete. "That they without us should not be made complete," including us too in what they did, but it's not completed until we come along. It's done for our own sake. Chapter 12 says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses," really martyrs, so great a cloud of martyrs. And here is where we focus in. Remember, Jesse, remember, I forgot his name now, Gary Oldman. Let us let aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, And let us run with patience. Too weak a word. It's translating the Greek word agonia, which is what it sounds like, with agony. Let us run the race. Let us run with agony the race that's set before us. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of, and it says in italics, our faith. No. He's the author and finisher of faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising shame, and because of that, is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Again, we emphasized last week, I emphasize again, also was in Hebrews 1. Work finished. Nothing else you can do or that anybody can do, no matter how pious or how holy you think they are. Certainly not the Pope, not Mother Teresa, not the Dalai Lama, not anybody you can think of can add or contribute anything to this. He sat down, work finished, at the right hand of the throne of God. And we're supposed to run this race looking unto him who did this. Verse 3, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood. That means you haven't died yet resisting. Striving against sin. That's shortfallenness, hamartia. So we interrupted a lot. Let's just read it from verse 12. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of martyrs, let us lay aside every weight and every sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with agony the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood. Now, don't get discouraged by all the things we started this message out with and the reality of what's going on. Don't feel faint. Don't be fearful. Stay in faith like I've tried to teach you all along. Build your faith. Remember the teaching. Listen to the messages, the archives. Victory is coming, and that's my message tonight. And it's offering time. Don't give unless you've been taught this. You won't find that now that Dr. Scott's gone anywhere else, but for somebody to say it's offering time and then say don't give. Don't give unless you've been taught. And then you share materially, koinonia, with the one that taught you in all good things. Well, while we're on that subject, there's a difference between tithes and offerings, by the way. The tithe is 10% of what comes into your hand. That's not an offering. That's a tithe. Offerings are above and beyond your tithes. So make sure that you get your giving straight in your mind. tithes 10% of whatever comes into your hands. Well, there's more to be taught on that, and we will. Offerings are above and beyond your tithes.
Life is like the Northern Railroad with an engineer that's afraid. You must make the mind successful
From the cradle to the grave.
always mind of obstructions. Do your duty and never fail. Just keep your hand
Keep your hand
upon the throttle and your eyes upon the rail.
Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach that blissful shore where the angels wait to join us in thy praise forevermore.
You must roll up grades of trial. You must cross the bridge of strife. Make sure that Christ
See that Christ
is your conductor on this lightning train of life. Watch the curve.
watch the curve.
The files that tunnel. Do your duty and never fail.
Don't you fail.
Just keep your hand
Keep your hand
upon the throttle and your eyes upon the rail.
Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach that blissful shore where the angels wait to join us in thy praise forevermore. Where the angels wait to join us in thy praise forevermore.
I don't have much to add at the moment, except if I can get my foot up high enough to show you we're not just making it up. It's gone. And we're going to get back to teaching our regular teaching as we go along, because you have already agreed and you are going to learn to do all this other stuff under your arm while you act in faith and get this word of truth out to God's people that are out there. And that's what we're going to do. So you just keep on walking in faith.
Well, I searched and I searched for a road that led to glory. I wondered if I'd ever find my way. I was so dismayed, for the road it seemed so lonely. But then I heard a voice within me say, you've got to keep on walking, keep right on walking, walking in the light of the Lord. You'll get to heaven someday, can only get in the faith way, walking in the light of the Lord. right on walking, walking in the light of the Lord. You'll get to heaven someday. Can only get in the faith way, walking in the light of the Lord. Walking